Okay, I'm gonna make some flock blocks today, and everybody's got their own recipe, whatever, but basically the recipe is just whatever it is you have. So in here, I've got some scratch that I put together. You know, I get the regular scratch from TSC, and then I add to it whether you've got black oil seeds, flax, sunflower seeds, just whatever you got, just dump it in there. And then I just put like a cup each. You kind of estimate it. Of course, it's got some oats in there. It's got a couple cups of regular chicken feed, whether it's the pellets or the crumbles. And then on the spices in there, I've got dill, basil, marjoram, chives, sage, oregano, and cayenne pepper. And then I've got 3 eggs. It may take 4 eggs. And like I says, I just dump everything in here, carry it up in here, and add the oats and the herbs and whatever you want to put in there. Just put anything in there. So the basic thing to hold all this together is going to be your eggs. Oh, look at this. And your molasses. And I do melt down some coconut oil. And that'll go in here also. So that's all I got left to do is heat the oil up so I can get it poured in here. Now I just get any kind of coconut oil. I don't have a favorite brand. And as you see, it looks just like lard. And then you just got to melt it down. And usually it averages like a half a cup per 4 cups of this. I've got more than 4 cups of stuff in here. So I'm just going to probably do like 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil. Same thing with the molasses. And I've got 3 eggs here. I may put the 4th one in. Like I said, just kind of guess. And I was also thinking of putting just a little bit of honey in there also. And something that makes it easy is once I have the oil melted, I just kind of swish it around a little bit on the sides. So I'm going to dump that in there. And then I'm going to pour the molasses in here. And because I put the oil in there first, the molasses is not going to stick to that. Okay, so I got my molasses in there, which is like 2/3 of a cup. See, it's sliding down from that oil. Okay. I got my molasses in there, got my eggs in there. I'm just going to use a little bit of honey. Just guess at it. I don't really measure anything. It's for chickens. You're not making your family a cake or something. And the molasses is already, kind of a sticky thing, but. And I'm going to get this stirred up. Get this all together, and then I'll let you see what it looks like. Okay, and usually I just keep mashing it till I get all that oil and molasses and everything. There's nothing dry left in there. And you don't want it like cake batter. You want it kind of crumbly and thick, so it's going to all stick together. I did end up putting 4 eggs in here because I made extra. And I just put whatever it is I had in here with the spices. I also put some, I forgot, I also put cinnamon and cayenne pepper in here too. So it's just whatever spices. You can put 1 in, 2 in, 3 in, whatever you've got. It doesn't have to be a set recipe. That's why I don't really write anything down or give exact measurements. It's just whatever you've got, and as long as the consistency is right so that it sticks together. I've even given my chickens sweet feed from the cow, which is basically, the feed with molasses, so same, pretty much the same thing. I got cat food in here and everything else, so it's whatever I have for the extra protein and stuff for them. And as you see, it's pretty crumbly. I might put just a little bit more molasses in there because it's a little too crumbly. I think that's enough. And you just have to, I just guess that at anywhere from a half cup to 2/3 of a cup to, you know, whatever you've got. And then we're gonna put these in pans and bake them at 325 for 30 minutes. And then you want to let them cool completely off. I mean, you can stay, I've stuck mine in the fridge and, you know, and waited till the next day to give it to them. Okay, this looks like it's going to stick real good. See how that sticks on there? And this kind of takes the longest. It's just making sure everything's stirred up. Okay. And then no oil needed. You don't have to spray your pans. You're not cooking for yourself. I've already given them one the other day, and then I went out and gave them one this morning. And this is all you're going to do is pack it in there. And make sure you get it packed down real good. And it depends on how big. You could use different size pans. There's no specific size pan. I just like these ones because I just pop it out and throw it in the yard. I've seen people use the big long, great big like cookie sheets, and then they cut them into blocks or something like that. I just throw this out like this. Just whatever you want to do. I just make sure it gets down in there because I don't want no like loose, crumbly pieces on the sides. And then I just put that aside and fill up my next one. Okay, so I was able to get it in 3. I thought I made too much, but just enough. And like I said, I just make sure there's no crumbly loose pieces around the edges and stuff. Pack it in there. Pack it in there. And, you know, next time it may be different. Next time I might be out of, I don't know, sunflower seeds or black oil seeds or some kind of spice or, you know, I just put in there what I've got. Because it's, you know, the oil and the molasses and the egg is what's going to hold things together when you bake it. And then when it gets hard, then you just throw it out there. So you can put anything you want in here. That's why I don't really have a set recipe. I just call it whatever you got. Whatever you got, flock block. Okay, that's in there pretty good. So I'm going to stick it in the oven for 30 minutes, and then we'll let it sit and cool. Okay, these are out of the oven, and I actually baked them 38 minutes. I was going to do the whole 40 and just grabbed them while I was thinking about it. And so I'm going to let these cool off for a while. And then once they cool off pretty much down to room temperature, then I'll put them in the fridge overnight. And then they just pop right out of these foil things. And I just put them on the ground outside for the chickens.